Hey, good evening. Well, you look like you can't even see you. What are you doing? Even the shirt you wore. It's
I
messing
changed
with the
it.
whole settings
The
of my
blue one
my
was
my
messing it
screen.
up. I had to change my blue shirt because I
Scooch over to
disappeared.
me more. Maybe that's what it is.
Is that better?
As far as your shirt, you scooch over. Oh, that's good. We'll leave you. Don't matter anyway. Hello, Todd, Kathy, Deb, David, John McGinnis. How's everyone doing? It's driving me crazy that I'm gonna have to end the feed as quickly as it started.
What do you want me to do?
Leave the hat off. You look like, geez Louise. Hello, Kay. How are you, Jennifer?
He's been
How's
so
everyone doing?
pleasant since he came back from the movies.
All right, guys, let's start. Anybody want to talk? I
Hey,
tried to. I
Happy
literally
Memorial
tried.
Day to everybody out there.
How's everyone doing? It's driving me crazy with that shirt. The pixelation in your shirt's driving me nuts. I'm gonna look at that the whole time.
All right.
Yeah, she got to go. We're kicking her off this feed. I'll do it myself. How's everyone doing? I hope you guys enjoyed a long weekend. We were basically um, resting pretty much yesterday and today from an exciting Friday and Saturday, actually. Um, get into that as soon as somebody finishes with her costume change because she can't prepare before. See, John's prepared before, just who I am. But she's down the hall there. You might see her come out of one of these doors here. Maybe she'll this time be wearing a green mask so the green screen totally blurs out and she'll be headless. No? Still not back. Anyway, I don't want to. Always has to make.
There, is that better? Does that fit the. No, no, no.
I'll just let you sink in it for a while while you do what you do and turn as red as that hat you're wearing. Exactly.
Okay, let's get one on it. Let's go.
Anyway, uh, so just want to thank everyone who joined us at Camp Evans. We'll get to that in a little bit. First, we're gonna talk about Friday. Now, Friday, we had planned and we talked about John coming to the Creeper Gallery. He'd never been there before.
Nope.
He met us down there probably 12 o'clock. I think it was around noon.
Yeah.
And
I was looking for my water. I guess I moved it.
you want to go get your water?
Yeah. Where'd I put it? Did you see where I put it? I need my water.
I'm letting them all watch and appreciate what magic that I create with what I have to deal with. Just
You
feel it.
poor
Let it
soul.
let it seep in what John actually has to deal with, and yet what he creates somehow, some way. And do we have everything now?
I
Is
have
the
my
shirt,
water.
the
I
water,
have my water.
anything else that we could think of before we?
We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyway, so she's not pixelated at all.
Not
Anyway,
anymore.
can I please
Finish?
thank
Sure.
you? Let's start. Forget about finish. I haven't even started yet. I'm not pixelated at all.
Mm-mm.
Maybe
Hey,
up top I
everybody.
am. Maybe up top I am. I ain't gonna go hatless though. That's me. Anyway,
Let me take mine off.
I'm just gonna stop right here, right now, because you go watch TV and I'll take care of whatever it is we're doing here because I'm never gonna move an inch. Don't wear blue close to green. We understand that, and there's no blue or green on us. Shutting the comments off. There we go. Move. So anyway, yes, Kevin, because that banner background of yours was so killer. The first three episodes with the brick building behind you. to where you had to emulate and copy, but we won't get into that either. Anyway, so yes, John Zaffis came Friday as promised. We thought there was going to be a ton of traffic in Jersey for Memorial Day weekend. We were wrong. I mean, we had no problems getting back home. We had no problems getting to Camp Evans. It
Yeah.
was pretty good for the most part. Now, I don't know if people left later or whatever and had problems, but we had no issues at all. So John got there at 12. Um, he came inside, and again, because I'm the only production minded person in the world, obviously, from what I could tell, they already started their walkthrough before I was paying for John's parking when John started his walkthrough. So I had to quickly go in, hear what he had mentioned, start the camera, and say, could you repeat that? Could we do this again? Do you see what I deal with? Do you see 3 people in that building? Not one of them turned the camera on or anything and caught
Okay.
the initial reaction.
So
Not one.
this man has a narrative when he wasn't even there.
I was
Like you
paying for
said.
parking.
Exactly. So you cannot say how things went down because you weren't there. John Zapp was in the middle of talking to Donna and I, and all of a sudden he just stopped, turned, and walked away.
Never
off
would
to
happen
the
with me
back.
there.
But of course, King Tut.
It wouldn't have. So what you saw was the recap of the actual reaction, and I apologize for that because I had to pay for parking, which means I had to leave for 2 minutes. So you didn't see the genuine reaction of him going in there and feeling what he felt.
Which was him just walking
And
away,
I
not
apologize.
talking.
I
He
apologize.
wasn't talking.
I apologize.
He walked away
for that.
We're going
So,
to film him walking away.
I
not
heard
talking.
about this when I came in,
Yes,
and I
you had a
said,
heart failure.
could we go and film this and you talk about what you felt and what you experienced, the right way? And then we went in, and that's where the stuff started from. So I never expected him to say anything about
No, he took us all by surprise when he said that.
the building or a death or a murder or a ritualistic thing or nothing like I had
No.
no idea. We didn't talk about any of that.
No, he had no clue. Donna had said that she felt that there was something there and stuff, and we're very proponents of, if it's not documented or whatever and it's just hearsay, we just kind of let it go until something happens. But boy, when John Zaffis walked in and we were just hanging out, and then he just turned and walked away, and then he did that revelation up there in the haunted room. It was shocking to both John and I. It took us by surprise.
So, like she said, Donna had been telling me for weeks now that she had been picking up on the medium Michelle that she works with had been picking up on somebody in the corner of the red room, and they think they either hang themselves or something. And I was just like, unless they can find documentation, I don't know. But I do know that the back of the building was there forever. And New Hope's a really one of those old towns that has been there forever. PA has a lot of those towns. So does Jersey and Massachusetts and the East Coast for the most part.
Well, she took me by surprise when she made the comment that where the new haunted red room is that used to be a loading dock for the company that was there back in the day.
Yeah, at the back.
Which would make sense because it's pointed towards the waterway where deliveries would come in.
But anyway, so when he went in there and started talking about stuff, I was just like, what? Really? And he's, John's a guy that, and all the times I've talked to John, and we were talking about this a little bit today, I never knew John to be the type that I'm picking up on this, I'm feeling that. I never knew him to be that way.
Yeah.
So when he did it the one time, he did it actually at another event at Camp Evans where I wish I could remember her name. I'm horrible with names. But I can't remember the exact circumstances, but she said something about there was stuff going on at her job or her home or something like that. And he said to her, no, this has happened to you somewhere else before.
Yeah,
This
you're
is
not
something
telling the full
that's,
story.
yeah, that's coming with you. You experience, and she was like, yeah, where I used to live, it happened. And he's like, whatever it was followed you. And that really didn't register that he did that and kind of what that meant. And then when he did it at the Creeper Gallery, I was just like, boy, again, we never really talked about him and his impressions and his feelings or anything like that
No.
because I never known him to be that way. But I was as surprised as everyone else, which is why I filmed it, because I wanted it to be organic. I wanted it to be real. And like everything else we do, there was no filming, no editing. It was like, John's here.
You saw
Let's,
everything that was happening in real time.
yeah, let's hear together what he has to say. We react to it. You guys react to it. And that was like the first walkthrough of the building. And, we were all hungry. So,
But how amazing it when you think about the different things that we've investigated in the Red Room, and he actually met the two priests that dealt with those
yeah, Malachi Martin and Father Kuntz. Yeah.
with the sensors.
Yeah, because John, like I said, John's a real deal. He's been involved in exorcisms, so he knows a lot of the people.
That right there blew me away. It's just the fact that he had been in their company, knew who they were, and then you walk in and something that you've investigated, or I don't touch them, I don't do anything with them now, and just that sitting there and him walking in and oh yeah, I know these guys. That for me is, I know it's kind of like a weird thing that with me, but that just to me like connects the universe in some strange way,
Yeah. Universe is connected in some strange way. Anyway, so he did look at a lot of the objects, most of them in the cases. He went in the dark area there, and he was like picking up on a lot of different things, and he was saying how the place was better than he thought it would be, and and it was just really, really cool, and we were enjoying it. We thought that was really going to be it.
Yeah.
I mean, when we went to lunch, we thought maybe we'd come back and just take some pictures and maybe do another live about.
Yeah, that was what I was going to be.
So we went and had lunch, and we came back, and he started again about in the Red Room about something being ritualistic. Somebody died in there.
Well, Donna wanted to do. She specifically said she wanted us to do an investigation of the spirit that was there and not the haunted items. And that's when he said, no, it's ritual.
Yeah, that's right. He said, don't do it.
That's right. What created that whole.
Yeah, he said, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
It's a ritual thing. Don't do it.
So that came out of left field too, the ritual thing. So we were just like, what the hell are we talking about? Yeah. What are we dealing with here? So then he says, do you want me to go out and get my equipment and come back in? And we were like, really? We're doing this?
We're not saying no.
So, we've investigated with John before. We know that he loves the Echovox, and he uses other stuff as well. I mean, again, John comes from a time, and we were talking, we're not going to get too much into Camp Evans. We'll get, but John comes from a time where you heard him on that live stream saying, sometimes the old school simple stuff is the best. The knocking, the waiting for a sound. He comes from that school. There wasn't anything when John was a kid, and when he was young with Ed and Lorraine, there was the reel-to-reel recorders. You saw those giant ones in the Conjuring movie. They had the flashbulb cameras going off that they would try to take pictures, and then they relied on what they felt and what they experienced and the knocking and the candles and all that other stuff, So I love that he comes from that place, because we don't work with many people that come from that place. We work from people either our age or younger.
Everything's technical.
That's not a bad thing.
I didn't say that, but it's refreshing when you come across the old school ways where you're not as techie.
Yeah, but again,
because you can intermingle them, and
you can intermingle them, but the evidence with that stuff was just as inconclusive as the stuff we use now. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just,
different.
It's not different. It's just, we're not going to get into the whole subject of equipment and that sort of thing because we'll take forever and a day. But when it comes to equipment and paranormal investigating, everything has evolved technologically. Otherwise, we'd still be living in caves and wiping our butts with leaves and have no lights and no. We've evolved, and with evolution comes things like Tesla mobiles that sense things in front of them, and cameras that can tell you when a car's next to you. And otherwise, if we said let's stop here and let's only use our senses to detect cars next to us, let's look in that mirror again
Trust
before
your
we get
intuition.
over, or let's do. I mean, technology is going to help with everything. Sometimes better, sometimes worse, but it's all part of it. But like I was saying, John comes from an era where they did use those old methods, and John is very open to the new methods, which is why he used Echovox. Echovox is an app, and I used the Echovox for years. And Echovox has, I think, 4 data banks, and they all have phonics data banks. Now, if you have the Ovilus has a phonics mode, which I've used before, and I've gotten some good results with it. Not enough to make me use it all the time, but every now and then you'll hear and they put it together and there's words. And that's basically what Echobox is.
Yeah.
You're spitting the data bank. You can use one, but most people use all of them and they shuffle them, and it's just random sounds being mashed together, and they create words. And in theory, like all other paranormal equipment, spirits can manipulate that to actually speak and create words. And I've seen it work many times. I've also seen it gibberish many times, but he loves it. So when he went out there and he got his Echo Box, we were like, hey, this is going to be a treat. And that you guys were watching was like, hey, let's see.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, we were, that was one of those things where we go in there so much and do what we do. We just got to sit back and at the feet of the master and be like, hey, let you do what you do,
Yeah.
And there was some stuff coming through there about a fire and whatever. And again, it was just like, he really, he was really into it. He wanted to do it. He was the one who said, let's do this.
Which took us by surprise.
I would love to get him there at night and just do a 2-3 hour session, Your small radio and recorder sandwiches also. Yeah, Laura, see that again, it's all based on different theories and different beliefs. And the most common theory with equipment and the paranormal stuff is that spirits can manipulate things. Ovilus, Echovox. I don't want to get off on a tangent here, but someone contacted me the other day talking about their house being haunted. And they were like, when we were in the basement, we got like all these words and they were saying things like this, that, and the other, and this, that, and the other. And I said to them,
Night, Jennifer.
Please tell me you're not using Spirit Talker. And they're like, oh, well, a medium friend that I've recommended. And I'm like, if you think your house is haunted because of Spirit Talker, then you are crazy.
That was the only reason. Was just
a big reason.
Because of
and the way they felt. They had feelings of something.
Which could also have to do with an EMF
or
field,
it could just
the
be
house is
creepy old house.
Or,
yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of things.
So we really enjoyed the investigation with John and him being there. And I know Donna loved it because Donna was, speaking of the devil, I just conjured Donna. See what a great investigator I am. I literally mentioned Donna's name and ba-ding, she said hi right there. But I know we all enjoyed it. And, we've been friends with Donna for 100 years now. And we talked about John coming to visit the store for several years. And, I was so happy, not for just Donna, in her business. I know what it means to Donna. I know it's not just a business to Donna, which is why, we get along the way we do, because it is her passion, her artwork and that business. I mean, she proved it. She lost her shop. She had 3 weeks to go find another one.
Before surgery.
And with the help of Jay and Lynn, man, she found the place with facing surgery. and she wanted to prove that she could do it by herself, no partner, all in. And boy, did she ever pull it off in a big, big way. So having John come a month, however long it's been after she had her soft open, was a really, really cool thing for not just for her, but for us as well, because we're family. Me, Chris, Donna, her husband, Joe. I mean, we're family,
Yeah.
and John is an extension. He's like the weird uncle. He's not watching. Don't worry, he's not watching. You know, but having him there too, and being such an expert. If anybody knows me, you know who I talk about being the number one person that I respect in this field more than anybody on the planet. It's John Zaffis. Because I don't care who you are and what you do, he's done it. He's done it all, every bit of it.
Yeah.
So that's a guy, again, comes from the Warrens, and whatever you think about them, that's on you. But he's done it all. Every religion, every kind of case, the guy's done it. So to have him step foot in that shop and say, this is the real deal,
Yeah.
and do his investigation, you can't get a better stamp than that in my book.
I'm with you on that. And he is, listen, I've actually heard him. Somebody said something about, well, this is going, and he goes, that's bull. No,
I just
that's
want to
not it.
stop with Laura. We don't accept that dirty talk on our page, so no more of that.
A snake in her yard.
Go ahead. I don't know. I know none of that talk. Again, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
But yeah, he's just a very direct, very honest, very open, and with anything that you bring or you say to him, he'll flat out tell you, no, 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 or he'll tell you, yeah, there's something there, and this is what you should do, or this is how you should approach it. So, again, when it comes to Zaffis, there is a lot of regard because the man knows more than we'll ever forget or ever learn, and that's the truth.
And it was funny because when we went out to lunch, we're the youngsters in that group, Chris and I, because John's 68 and Donna's 70.
Hey, Bam.
Donna's 85. Oh, Donna, I know you're watching. I'm kidding. Donna's 70 something. And when we were going into the restaurant, I'm like, yeah, we're here with our parents.
Is that what you said? Lord have mercy.
So anyway, but again, it was great to see Donna and John together because I respect them both. They're both friends of mine. They both share that passion and have that thing with haunted objects where they've both been around them for so long, and Donna gets her feelings, and John, it was just cool to see that finally all come together.
Yeah, they clicked.
They
clicked really well. You saw it. There was just, it's kind of like, I guess when you see, to say it this way, is when you see like-minded people who are in the same field and they meet and you just click. Like, what is that thing that you and Tanya did that one time when you guys stood in front of one of the haunted objects and you both made that joke that only you two could relate to because you both thought the same thing about the object that was there? You made that reference.
No,
and you both like understood.
Tanya and
I
watched the same movies, and we have the same 12-year-old sense of humor. So, again, not to get too far on a tangent here. The movie Step Brothers, if you've never seen it, it's Will Ferrell and the other guy who I like a lot. When they finally kind of start getting along, they have like a question back and forth where they're like, name your favorite dinosaur, and they both say Velociraptor. And then name your, they go through this whole thing where they name the same thing at the same time. So, I mean, it's that sort of thing.
It's just when you see that puzzle click together and like-minded and that it's strange, you get me, I get you. It's that kind of thing. And it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah. But again, if it were me, and there's a lot of people out there selling haunted objects more than ever now. And every single group has haunted objects now. It's the thing. And there's a lot of different places that have them, and online and this, that, and the other. We have always tried to give legitimacy to what Donna has and what she does as best as we can, in a way that is comfortable for us. Our style has kind of evolved through the first one to what we do now. and we think it's unique in that how we do it and what we
Well,
do.
we don't ever go in and say this is haunted. Dawn will bring it to us and we'll investigate it and discover what we discover, and doing it live where you can see it with us. So there's no mirrors or tricks or any deception or anything being cut out. You're seeing and forming your own opinions just like we are in real time.
But but what I'm saying is it's us. It's our word.
Yep.
We're the ones doing it. So
It's our
whether you
reputation.
believe us, you believe us. Whether you don't, you don't. But when you get a guy like John come in there with his credibility and his stature within the field and stamp it, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
That you got to stand up and take notice of. You have to. Because if you believe anything about this field and you respect that guy like I do and what he, then you gotta like, if he's saying it, you know it's true in my book anyway. So we stayed for a while. We hung out afterwards. We talked, joked around back and forth. It was a really, really cool Friday. John wanted to get back to his hotel. We wanted to beat what we thought was the shore traffic. So we probably left there at around 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a good time. And I hope we can do it again at some point and maybe have people there as well. Maybe John do a meet and greet / mini investigate. I don't know if he would do it, but it would be really cool.
It would be really cool.
But good time. He loved Donna's shop. He never been to the old one, but he loved the way it was laid out. He loved her artwork,
yeah,
which
he was
was
very
another.
Impressed. He goes, "You did that?
Yeah,
that's something you did." Oh, he was like, "Really?" And they were talking about the different things that she got from the different churches.
Yeah,
and he could tell, like she had something hanging by a window, and he could,
that.
"Oh, that came from an altar. That's really, really." I mean, it was so funny, just like those little conversations that
He's
were
been
happening.
around it all. He's seen it all.
I know he has, but it's still pretty cool when you see.
Like I said, the Creeper Gallery is for our interests and our perspective. Yes, the haunted objects, the Red Room, very, very cool. We've seen the evolution from a small case on the side of the cash register to an entire room filled with haunted objects. But to her credit, Donna is a brilliant artist. I mean, I don't like art at all. But I look at her stuff and it's just, if I had the money, that's what I would buy if I were to buy art. She is brilliant at what she does. So that was the whole Creeper Gallery experience. You didn't watch it, go back and watch it, especially the second part where John gets into the investigation and talking about what he picked up there, because it was just like, we were planning on investigating the building maybe the next time or in the future because Donna had mentioned it the last 2 times. But again, we focus on the objects. We've always focused on the objects, So having him there for the first investigation of the building for us was the cherry on top of the ice cream too. It's like, hey, we were going to do this, but now you're here and you're doing it too.
Yeah.
Bingo. This is awesome. How about the little girl spirit from the Creeper? He didn't really touch that doll or go near that doll. So
no, none of the cases were opened. He didn't touch any of the haunted. He just was looking at them. That was his big takeaway, was just taking it in and looking at them. But none of the cases were open and he didn't touch anything.
So again, I highly recommend that after seeing what you saw and what John, the investigation, if you're in the area, if you plan a trip, go to New Hope. She's at 129 South Main Street in New Hope, Pennsylvania. Lots of restaurants, lots of shops around there. You can make a day of it.
Well, Celine and Dan went home yesterday with two of the objects from the Creeper Gallery.
But if you're planning on going, you should take the trip, make a day of it. You won't be disappointed. As impressive as it is to see it on video, like John's seen our videos. He was even more impressed when he was walking through and actually got to feel and experience that energy, which was awesome. Again, that someone with his credibility said that was just further validates what we do. And I'm going to transition based on that statement. We prior to God, 5, 6, 7 years ago, however, we didn't investigate haunted objects. We were just going into buildings. We were going into homes. Haunted objects. Every once in a while, somebody would say, I think something in my house is causing something. We tell them to get rid of it. And that was usually really the end of it. Like as far as getting involved with haunted objects in the old days. It was when we did our cable access show that I'm looking for content for the show that I said, let's order haunted objects from all these different places and
Yep.
we'll investigate them. Now, how do you investigate an object? That was the trick. We had never seen anybody else do it. We didn't know how to do it, but we said, you investigate it like as if instead of the home or the room, you're talking to a person, you're talking to the object as if the person is there. You got your notebooks? No? You know who I'm talking about. So we kind of started a certain way. We evolved. We started doing it. And, lo and behold,
We each found our own technique of doing it.
Donna was like, like what you do, you guys are going to be the ones to work with, the ones to do this. So again, building our credibility through that. And then, we investigate other haunted objects. And here for the first time, John Zaffis, who has had other people in his museum, but he said to us, and we're going to get to this later, he's never had anybody investigate his objects the way we did. So that's further, and I don't want to jump too far ahead. We're going to get to that, but we've done events with John. I love doing events with John because he's so great to have there and having people talk to him and just him being around and getting his impressions and investigating with a legend. The guy is cool enough.
Yeah.
And I know there are people out there who I'm not going to, let's say Zach Baggins, because I don't want to mention a celebrity that will ever have at the convention. I'm a fan of Zach. I know if Zach wanted to, he could back a building with 200 people and say it's an investigation and have them just wall-to-wall people, have them going around doing whatever. And people will just love it because they're with Zach.
Yeah.
And that's enough for
They're
them.
in his company.
I'm that guy with John. I'll be honest with you. I just sit at the feet of the master. Like I watch what he does. I try to inject myself into the investigation as much as I can to actually feel like
you soak it up.
I'm investigating. It's like if I played guitar and Eddie Van Halen was next to me and I'm just playing one note, just burr, 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 and yet Eddie's next to me doing what Eddie did, and I'd still be like, I jammed with Eddie Van Halen. I played with, rock god. I kind of like John is just to me that guy. So when he's there, it's great. So, but then we like, how do we make this even better? I said, you have these objects, you've got a museum full of them. Would you ever consider bringing them to our event? First, I said, did anybody ever investigate them? He said, some people have been down in the lower floors of the museum and turned on a camera or a recorder or some equipment, but yeah. And he thought that's what we were going to do. And I said,
he was shocked what we did.
I said, so if you bring them, will you let me investigate them or let us investigate them? He said, yeah. And the ones that he brought, that's what I should have done. I should have freaking had the pictures. I get my could you get my phone? It's in there on the table. Now, I'm not going to have the backstory for all of these because we didn't get pictures of the plates.
It's not here.
It's not on the charger on the table?
No.
Oh, here. Maybe in my pocket. So, have a seat because you're going to have to entertain them while I'm looking for my photos.
Have a seat.
But he agreed, and he agreed to let us investigate them. Now, I'm just going to show you a few of them because we didn't get pictures of all of them. It's not going to come through well at all. No, with the green screen, you can't see.
Oh, wait
it.
a minute. Hold it right by the camera itself. Let me see.
Oh, I don't.
No, it takes out.
Anyway, Can't show you with the green screen. I should have uploaded them. But he had a real creepy clown. He had this thing that looked to me like what's the Gumby?
Yeah.
It looked like Gumby, but it was all black. He had a thing he called Chiefy that was like a Native
Yeah, it was a
American
Native
type of
American looking
thing.
doll.
So there
And
were
a
four
mask,
objects
right?
and the mask. And three of the four objects said that caused nightmares and people,
I
didn't
didn't
like
read
the
them.
way
I didn't
they
go. I
felt.
didn't know.
And again, I was like, he brought some cool stuff here. It wasn't fluffy muffy, it was teddy bear. It was some cool stuff. So I'm like, kid in the candy store. I'm like, yes, 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 yes. Good. We knew we didn't have all the time to investigate all of them. So we picked two of them. And again, our style is based upon, experiencing the objects. Just like if you come to an event with us at the Creeper Gallery, we'll let you handle them because that's part of it. Being around them is part of it. These other people that had these real bad experiences with these things had prolonged exposure to them. It wasn't just they picked it up, felt it, and had nightmares. No, they were around these things for a while, which strengthens the energy of whatever that thing is giving off. So we're looking for reaction. If you're holding it for 5 seconds and you feel something,
I didn't touch one of them.
then you're having a bit of reaction. What is that reaction? So we use that. That's part of it. And we had someone have an experience that was pretty profound.
Yeah.
I won't talk about who and what happened because it was very personal, but they got emotional. They had an experience. It actually triggered something from their childhood or their younger days.
Yeah.
And
it triggered the trauma they went
it was
through.
very emotional.
Yeah.
So again, interesting in that happened. And then we actually talk to the objects. We have equipment. We do EVPs. We were trying other experiments that I don't want to get into because, you know what I'm saying? That guy right there and that one. Some other experience yielded some really cool results too that we tried as part of the over that we'll probably do at the Creeper Gallery from now on because they work so great. So we do these three. Did we do three?
You did three.
We did three. Everybody seemed to enjoy it, but then we had the whole entire building to do.
When the building's
within
awesome.
4 hours to get through three objects, and the building's big. And then John was with us. So John afterwards, after the objects, he really enjoyed it. He made a couple of comments to you.
Yeah, he said that he was it blew him away. He was so impressed, and he didn't expect what to happen that happened. He had no expectations. He just thought it was going to just be like a straight, and he just sat in the back just watching and was completely impressed and blown away. Completely blown away by the whole process and how we did it.
He said something about how great I was too. Go ahead and repeat that.
Basically, I just said what he said.
No,
that he was impressed with the process of, so how it was investigated. Yeah, you don't need to get patted anymore. You already know what he said. But again, it even some of the things that were done and the way that things came about. I'm going to be honest with you. As soon as things started to like really get going, I kind of stayed back and just stayed out of it, especially after finding out some of those things had some impacts that could be a little bit unnerving.
So if you're interested, you would be crazy not to buy tickets for September 14th when he's back at Camp Evans with those objects. It won't be the same objects, I'm sure. I'll probably bring different ones, but now that we've done it once and we have an idea of the type of event that we want to do,
I can just imagine.
September 14th, Camp Evans. It's going to be the same type of event, but we'll change it up a little bit. But if you were there, you probably want to be there again. If you missed out on that one, September 14th, just shoot me an email. September 14th, Camp Evans with John Zaffis. It's $100 a person. You don't want to miss it. Trust me, you do not want to miss it. So that was another thing that came from this event. People were texting, commenting, posting.
More.
They love the haunted objects part of it. So probably not this year, but going into next year, there probably will be just exclusive events with the objects. Again, we work with Donna on her haunted objects. So again, into next year, we work with Donna. Donna works with us. We're, you know, the only ones who investigate her objects. So we don't want to, we work together with Donna. So again, we'll talk to Donna. We'll talk about these events and what we can do with the Creeper Gallery stuff too. And we'll see if we can't get that worked out. Oh, yes, it's August 7th. I keep September 7th. Keep getting that mixed up. September 7th, that's at Camp Evans. So right after Labor Day. It's so weird. We did it after Memorial. We did it Memorial Day and after Labor Day. Coincidence. September 7th, guys. So September 7th, John Zappa's Haunted Objects. It's going to be really cool. Really cool. So then we, I won't be able to go. Well, Celine, England will still be there a week later. So it's selfish on your part that you can't kick that back a week or two. But anyway, so the investigation itself of the Camp Evans with John, I had a lot of stuff happen in the communication. There's an area, if you've ever been there, you would know where it is, where all the radios that they used in battles, Morse code devices. I'm along that hallway, and the shipwreck museum is in that hallway too, even though we can't get in there. I had stuff from the first group to pretty much the last group on and off. And wow, I mean, the last time I was in there, I was talking to a person who worked in one of the areas, you know, on the radar doing something. They were from Germany and they had kids. I was conversing with this person throughout the night. This time, first group, I have no idea who we're talking to. We're getting stuff at one end. There's two different ends. There's the communication end, then there's the shipwreck end. Mm-hmm. Different things are happening in different areas. So John Zaffis is part of my second group. He's got his Echo box. He got the name Nick for the communication and the name Mike for the shipwreck. Oh. And he got drowned. He got all different things out of the Echo box relating to the shipwreck. And then at the other end relating to someone who worked there. So I am one of those people that use whatever we get and I build and I build and I build. And you know it, man. We had 3 other groups after that and everyone specifying Mike or Nick. Boom,
they got stuff.
Interaction. Very, very, very cool night. I mean, it was a long night. Damn sure it was a long. And then, well, I'll let you talk and then we'll talk about what happened afterwards.
Well, in the area, I was working with Colleen and we were up on the second floor. And the second floor is massive. There, with the time crunch that we had, we couldn't go to all the places I normally would want to take everybody to. But there's a meeting room, a conference room that they have. And there's something in there. And it was filmed. Actually, it's funny because Ben from Pix 11 was there and he got to experience it firsthand, what goes on in that room. And the door did open in that room, that there's a cupboard that opens up when you move a chair. So we specifically put a chair there and we put people in that chair and people were seeing shadow figures. We heard a voice live on command, lighting up things when we ask around the room in different areas with different people. Whatever was in the room liked this woman, Helen, a lot. Every time we had things around, equipment that lights up, and we put it to everybody. Everybody had around them. And we asked the spirit that was in there, if there's someone here that you would prefer to go sit over in your corner, light their light up. And the light in front of Helen lit up. So then we switched it and we did something else and we made it do it again in case it's and we put Helen over there. And even at the end of the night, it just kept picking up. And I put Nikki. Nikki got a lot of reaction. We had Nikki talking and Nikki was getting reaction. But then we got John up there and John went over into the office because the office is something, a lot of things happened in that office. So he sat in the chair and he started communicating with something that kept coming through. And the different words that were being said, I can't remember all. Kathy's on here, so Kathy might remember. But I actually took the tripwires behind John, and when he said something specific that he was referring to, it would light up like to confer exactly when he was talking about what happened with you. It would like confer what it was. It was the most bizarre thing. Otherwise, it didn't do anything. It was only when it was conferring what was being said, as it was like, yeah, that's right. And it was just like, it was unbelievable. Blew my mind.
Don't remind people. Blown.
Hey.
So again, really cool night. The bad thing about summer for us, or from May on, is that the events end at midnight. And people get tired, especially people our age, and even though we house, and and we're we have to clean up. We have to lock up the building, and we're not out of there till 12:45 ish.
Yeah.
If we're lucky.
Yeah.
So then, the question is, what do we do after? Now, the normal routine is Wawa. We go to Wawa, get a couple of bagels or a sandwich or whatever, talk out in the parking lot, and then we go home. Not this time. Somebody says there's a 24-hour IHOP 10 miles away from where we are. Now, for us, it was 10 miles further south, Jersey. So we're already an hour from home. Now we're going an hour, 10 minutes. We go to this IHOP. It looked like it was from a horror movie. There's the lights outside. The sign said open. We didn't see anybody moving inside the building, and the lights were flickering outside as we pull up. One was going off in the other, and we're like, huh. I'm like, I don't think this is open. They're like, oh, no, it's open. It's open. So we go in. No lie. The dude who was very, very good at what kudos. If you're somehow watching this, kudos to you, man, because the dude was literally taking the orders, I think, and cooking them and everything, because there was nobody else there.
Answering the phone,
there was
clearing up
nobody
the table.
else there.
It was funny.
And we were there until almost 3:00 in the morning.
We had a good time.
3:00 in the morning. Celine was there. Dan was there. Connie, Tanya, Kenny, Danielle. Colleen wasn't there.
No, Colleen had to go home, but we had
Sam was there. Yeah.
And the Uber Eats order that wasn't picked up.
And man, we had a good time, but we got home at 4:16 in the morning. For old people, that crap catches up with you, man. So after showering, now you're going to bed at like 5:30. And this one usually sleeps way longer than I do. She got up at like 8:30, and then I got up and zombified for Sunday.
Oh, I was broken, man.
Yeah.
There was nothing in the tank. He even goes to me, oh, we're gonna go lunch with my son, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not moving from.
It wasn't dirty at all. No, the food was good. I mean, but when he got the food to us, food was damn good.
The food was really good.
Yeah. So
really, and it was cooked the way we all ordered it.
It was just, it was late. And then people came in after we came in, so that guy got busy.
Yeah, he
but
did.
No, it was a fun. I want to say weekend. It wasn't really the weekend. It was Friday and Saturday. We had such a great time. I mean, the stuff we did on Friday was really, really cool, and we had fun being with John and being with Donna. And then like Saturday, we were like literally trying to plan that event out even like hours before we were doing it, because with the objects and the ghost hunt, John doing the Q&A, it was like, how are we gonna manage all of this, and you never know what objects are going to give you or not give you. And when that one person, who I won't mention her name, was reacting the way she did, I think everybody. Oh, and there's a picture in the montage of the TikTok video I did, or the reel that I did, that Colleen took, that we're trying to debunk. It may be a curtain, but there is a shadow figure.
Oh yeah,
in the corner, but it could be the curtain again. We got to go look at it again.
Thanks, Dan.
But very, very, very cool Friday and Saturday. Even though we stayed up late, we paid for it on Sunday, but we had a great weekend. And working with John and having those objects, I know people are talking about the mine. He won't have the objects at the mine, but he will be there at the mine. So I am looking forward to first impressions at the mine because he's never been, to see what kind of energy he picks up on and what he brings to the table.
Yeah.
And what that Echovox. Now, Echovox doesn't rely on radio frequency. It's not like a spirit box. So you could use that Echovox throughout the mine and you'll pick up whatever you're
It'll
meant to
be
pick up.
interesting because have we ever used it in the mine before?
No.
Yeah.
I stopped using it. I got really good evidence with the Echovox from the Caldwell Parsonage.
And at the
and the merchants. The merchants too.
Ducray School of Art, you got some really
Well, the
good
merchants
stuff.
too. The merchants, the unknown woman is buried in the cemetery behind the building. They found her and her throat was cut. I got Echovox I said, do you know about her? And it said, yeah. And then it said throat was cut.
Yeah. Oh God.
Clear as day. So very, very cool. Again, the fall schedule is out. All the events are listed that are there. You can find it on the New Jersey Paranormal website. It's also, you scroll down, there's the video that shows all the events. I'll put them picture by picture on one ad so you can see them all. And again, the prices are on there, the hours are on there. I think the Barron Art Center is pretty much sold out because it's a smaller event. The others are selling pretty good. So if you're interested, don't wait. Get the one you want to come to. Caldwell Parsonage, I'm waiting on a Venmo link. Liberty Hall, I'm waiting on a link as well to pay it. So, but I'm still writing down the reservations. So
yeah, he is.
It's
He's
all
keeping a
there.
list.
And thank God we don't have any. We're going to go to the Creeper Gallery this week to do our own investigation at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was waiting to see the reaction there. I thought it was going to be an eye roll. And really, we were just there with John. But no eye roll. That's good.
She's got some new stuff in there I'm interested in.
But yeah, we'll probably be there Tuesday night. Let's say maybe tomorrow night we'll be there. Maybe. Seeing how we feel. If not Wednesday night. But well, that's the next time you see us live. It will be live from the Creeper Gallery, 129 South Main Street, New Hope, Pennsylvania. Go check it out. No, we're not going to talk to Mike. We're gonna investigate objects. We'll leave Mike for. John already scared us away from Mike. I ain't doing no ritual stuff, Donna. You know what's going to happen in this one if we try that. She'll be chanting or something in a corner. I'll find her. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching our live streams, checking out the reels, taking part in these discussions and attending our events. Like I said, we couldn't do any of this stuff without you, and we don't take it for granted. And we appreciate every one of you. So thank you guys for your support.
I also want to, before I say my bit, is thank each and every one of you that has donated to the GoFundMe for my daughter and her family. Very grateful, very appreciative, and hopefully sometime this week we can make something happen for them and get them in a vehicle so that he can get back to work because he's literally dead in the water right now. So again, you guys are helping to hopefully resolve an issue that's pretty dire for them right now. And we're very grateful for that. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And my daughter had me post something to all of you that came from her.
Well, speaking before, Kathy, you owe me $100 a day for my donut.
Oh,
Just
God.
thought I'd put that out there. I'm kidding. Anyway.
Have a good night. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And please remember to be kind. The kindness that you've shown me, show to the others out in this world. It means the world.
Night, everybody. See you soon.